straight to the moon, get your ticket now. Everybody line up, get your tickets, we're going. Did you buy the tip? Yeah. Do you like rocket ships? Oh, what a human. You wanna try this shit? Yeah. We got everything you need, you better buy some bitty now. Everybody, long the Ponzi. Everybody, long the Ponzi. Everybody, love the Ponzi ride. Never short it. Bitcoin's back, alright.
Alrighty people, welcome to SirToshi's Bitcoin chart show. Today is Monday the 7th of June 2021. This is the Bitcoin forecast, the strength of the system, the health of the network, where we find out what's up with what is going down and all around. So I have to tell you, I've just been setting up the show and there are some astonishing figures that we need to look at. Honestly, I'm still not sure if they're correct myself, but we know it's coming anyway. Today could be the day. Who knows? But stay tuned. So I'm going to try and race through this. Just, you know, I'm trying to sort of like fine tune this show so I can fit all the information in as well as the figures. So there might be a few mistakes on the way, but bear with me and let's just crack on with it. Here we go. Rock and roll. So gonna start off with this image here. Just seriously. Here we go. Right. So, yeah, for any newbies who might be watching the show, because there are going to be loads asking questions very soon about what Bitcoin genuinely is. Bitcoin is a commodity, and the utility that it provides is data sovereignty. So you just simply upload your data to the Bitcoin network, just like you would any corporate server, like, you know, social media profiles, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. But instead of these corporate servers tracking, monitoring and selling your data, you just simply upload your data to the Bitcoin network, which is a decentralized, distributed single ledger network, which means no one has control over your data. And the way this network is financed is through Bitcoin. So you buy Bitcoin in order to upload your data onto this network in order to have sovereignty to it. But it's a single ledger network, so you can literally share it with anybody you want. It works exactly the same way that the internet does, except corporations do not own your data. You have full control over it because the data gets processed through a series of distributed decentralized mining network. So it just means that, like, no single central point of authority has any control over it. You have you're completely responsible for the data that you upload. So really that is what makes Bitcoin the most valuable commodity on Earth. So I've just got a short video that I want to play here to let Satoshi Nakamoto himself describe what Bitcoin has done and what it will do. Here we go.
Bitcoin, with a stable protocol, takes away power. If no one can change the protocol, not me, not God, there's no power in money. Money is all about power. And this is one of the things Bitcoin has done. It has removed that power. It will remove that power globally.
That's right, because Bitcoin is a commodity. And Bitcoin really gets its value from its utility because it is fixed in supply. So what you want to do is you want to add value to it. It's not a case of all these corporations at the moment who just simply have a built-in obsolescence. You know, huge amounts of waste to just simply try and get more and more money, because more and more money is printed, the less valuable it becomes. People just simply need more of it. It's a never-ending cycle of greed, and this is what Bitcoin has solved. So adding value means people doing good, bringing benefits to it all. And let's have a listen to the motivation behind making Bitcoin more valuable. Here we go.
At the end of the day, we own a lot of Bitcoin. The simple thing is, if we make the network scale, we make it bigger, my main compensation, more than anything anyone could ever pay me, is the price of Bitcoin goes up. So that's my pure drive. I want Bitcoin not to go up to 10,000 or 100,000. I want it to be worth millions per Bitcoin. That's it. And that's what we spend money for. Very simple.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that he mentioned price there, because price actually makes it sound cheap, especially when you're talking in terms of dollar value, because obviously dollars aren't worth anything, they're a toxic asset. So really what it means is, the increase the value of it. It's just it's a beautiful system. So move on to the next one. Here we go. So for any people who are confused about what has actually happened to Bitcoin, Bitcoin was forked by a company called Blockstream on the 1st of August 2017, and then they implemented SegWit in order to control the network, and this is what's confused a lot of people. So I've just got a few short clips here that will actually help other, but basically other influencers, help other newbies who are listening to the show realise what has happened. So take the floor, Peter McCormack, because we know that you support BTC, that total shitcoin.
Bitcoin is so different now from when Satoshi was here. It's a completely different project. It doesn't matter who Satoshi is anymore. Even if Satoshi came back, I don't think he would just be immediately welcomed as having this God-given right to decide what happens with Bitcoin. I think he would have to earn his right back into the project. Bitcoin is built based on consensus now.
Like it wasn't before, Pete, and you don't really sound like you know what you're talking about. J-Pub's in the house, thank you for joining me all the way from Canada. Great stuff. Right, now let's have a listen to this interview conducted by Daniel Kraus with Tony Vase to explain a little bit more.
Why do you think BTC is valuable?
It's valuable because it's the only unconfiscatable asset we have, and that is because that comes from its decentralization. I think Bitcoin is the only valuable crypto asset we have because of the nature of how it started in its first few years.
And when you say Bitcoin, you mean BTC, right?
Absolutely.
But are you aware that in 2017, they changed the rules so that BTC no longer follows the Bitcoin white paper?
That is not true at all.
The white paper says that there needs to be a chain of signatures.
Sure.
Okay, so that's not what we have anymore. That's how SegWit changed that.
Okay, but it's still Bitcoin.
See, the people just simply don't understand it. So the protocol just simply had to carry on, but it carried on under a new ticker symbol of BCH. And then another group of nefarious developers decided they wanted to centrally control the network, make it illegal so that global trade and international commerce couldn't use it. And that was led by Roger Ver. So we're just going to have a listen to Roger Ver explaining what people should do if they do actually want a regulatory compliant monetary system, for global trade and international commerce that will allow legal recourse. What's your suggestion, Roger?
The ones that say that the blockchains all need to be legally compliant about everything all the time, just go use your Visa card.
There we go. So that's not really going to work, is it? So Bitcoin just simply had to carry on under a new ticker symbol called BSV, which is why BSV is Bitcoin. So check it out. Loving that. Right. Let's have a look at some of these figures. Look at this. Look at this. So, Samson Mao, what can you tell us about CoolCoin BTC?
Yeah, Upstream controls it.
All right. Max, what have we got to say about that?
All right.
And B Crash. So, why do I call it B Crash? Well, I think it's because Roger Ver actually calls it B Crash himself. Have a listen.
And we're going to really spread Bitcoin Crash across the entire country here in Antigua.
Yeah, good luck with that, Roger. Look at this. So we've got Bitcoin. Look, so just looking at the price here. So Preve and CoinDart's pretty close today. CoinDart's saying 178. Preve in the top left of the screen frame saying 179. Hash rate 0.6%. Network nodes 1.9. But transactions, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I don't think I've ever seen the transaction percentage this high. Look at that. It's huge. 63.2%. I think I saw it at sort of 57, 58 the other day, but 63.2, and again, this is all just, joining the dots towards utility. People are using it. I mean, look, it's just huge. And look at this, block size, 79.8%. So we're just going to have a little chat with Michael Saylor, because he's obviously been reading the white paper, and he loves Bitcoin at the moment. So Michael, just
big blocks.
Us. Oh, here we go. Oh, bit eager there. What is it we want, Michael?
Big blocks.
Yeah? How much?
$100 million chunks
Yeah, whereabouts?
on the blockchain.
That's more like it. So let's have a look at these big. Oh, well, actually, we'll just have a quick scan down BTC. I mean, look, BTC are now even having trouble filling their blocks. Nobody is using it. Look at it. Look, oh my, F2 Pool has mined a 9.38 kilobyte block on BTC. Look, is it a 289 kilobyte block? I've never seen. Oh, look at this. 7756. I've never seen the BTC chain looking this skinny. They're literally having trouble even filling 1 megabyte blocks now with data. Unbelievable. Well, actually not unbelievable. We knew it was coming, but I mean, actually, you know, this is what we predicted. But seeing it is, yeah, yeah. I was shocked, not shocked, but yeah, I'm thinking, you know what I mean. And look at Bcrash. Look, there's just no data on the chain. There is no data on that chain. And again, like I said, we know what's coming. It all could have been avoided, but are people going to listen? Some people are going to get wrecked so badly. But in the meantime, let's have a look for these big blocks on Bitcoin that Michael Saylor wants. Here we go. Look, 6 megabytes, 3171, 227, 36, 23, 19, 11, 52 megabyte, 252 megabyte blocks. 10, 29, 19, 39. Yeah, and remember, these are the equivalent blocks. I mean, look, we've got a 52 megabyte block on here compared to a 1 mega, the equivalent on Qualcomm, which is just 1 megabyte. 52 times bigger. You know, I mean, this is Bitcoin. You know, this is Bitcoin, and a lot of people are going to get really wrecked. And yeah, I'm a bit annoyed about it, to be honest. But you know, that's just life, isn't it? You know, people are stupid. So Bitcoin hash rate, again, hash rate follows price, follows value, follows utility, follows creativity, initiative, and intelligence. If you are intelligent and you apply creativity and initiative, you can make something useful. When something is useful, it then creates value, and it creates value, it can then develop a price. When it develops a price, it can then be measured against the cost of other goods and services and used as a medium of exchange. There we go. Coolcoin Bcrash, again, proof of work by network. The Coolcoin Bcrash will fall into their own footprint like Twin Towers. Bcrash Bitcoin, hash rate, who cares? Bcrash Bitcoin, proof of work, who cares? So look at this, is 10,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Coolcoin, which is probably, it's more than 10 times, cheaper than Bcrash as well. Good grief, good grief. So it is currently, 11.5% more profitable to mine on Coolcoin. It just shows you the competition for Bitcoin. And we'll keep an eye on this. So it's 1% more profitable to mine on Bcrash, but we'll see if Hathor is actually mining it, keeping the profitability low, or whether it's just naturally low, which means there's very little chance of it ever increasing from now on. Dear oh dear, they don't even know how screwed they are. Satoshi has played a blinder from behind the scenes. Absolutely amazing. So daily average Bitcoin block size by now, Bitcoin absolutely smashing those blocks. Transactions by now, Bitcoin winning. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. Oh, I wonder if that's a spike, or whether that actually could be the start of a huge transaction. I mean, look at this. Look at the data flowing through the chain. I mean, look at the block size. It went up and it's just stayed up. You know, are we looking at transactions increasing here? We know it's going to happen soon, so it could well be. Could be witnessing it right now. Exciting stuff. And Bcrash, look at that, going down and down. Coolcoin on its way down. There was just nobody using those networks. No one using those networks. Good grief. So this is a fees USD. A daily average Bitcoin transactions per block by network. Bitcoin winning. Fees USD, that's fees in the actual block that are rewarded to the payment processors and miners, not transaction fees. Fees Satoshis in the block rewarded to the miners and payment processors. So fees versus block reward ratio, again, we'll just monitor this with time because we're expecting huge increase in price and fees due to volume of transactions. Here we go, daily accumulated Bitcoin blockchain growth by network, mind the gap. Let's have a look at this. Here we go. Yeah, let's enlarge that. Look at that gap growing and growing and growing. So let's just have a quick look, see how big that gap actually is. Here we go, more details. Let's see where we are. 15! Gee, but 15.3 gigabytes. You know, I mean, shitcoiners wouldn't really understand what they're looking at here, but yeah, that is huge. That is huge. Wow. Amazing stuff. Amazing. Loving what I'm looking at here. A global hash rate 7 days, not as relevant as global hash rate 24 hours. Probably the same as CoolCoin, because again, it's got the speculative price to enable the miners to cover their costs, makes it more profitable at the moment. But again, it's only more profitable in terms of dollars, you know, because BTC is fundamentally worthless. So that's really the only reason they're mining it for, is for the dollar value. Dear oh dear. Look at this. This is Bcrash. So it's only 1% more profitable to mine on Bcrash. Look, Hathor has done a stellar job on here. Hathor just has only got 2.7% of the hash rate on the Bcrash network. And look at that. It's only 1% more profitable to mine it as well. Nobody's got any incentive to add any more hash rate to that chain. And Antpool basically mining it through their own stupid ideology. And Antpool and BTC.com are both part of Bitmain. Look at that. So you add those two together, that's 50, 67, 68, 68. So basically 68% of the hash rate on Bcrash is Bitmain. Dear oh dear. Dear, they have no idea. They haven't, and their chain is just dead. There's no data on it. No one's using it. All it's got is a speculative price. Oh dear. And this is Bitcoin. Check it out. So we've got Tal, Hathor, F2 Pool, Mempool, Norpool. Good to see them. So we're trying to squeeze via BTC and BTC.com off the chain because we don't want them because they're shitcoiners, artificially suppressing the price through short positions, which we will look at now. Let's have a quick look at this. Here we go. Come on, Bitfinex. You can do it. Here we go. Thank you. I did have this page already open. Let's have a look at these short positions. Okay, so we've got it started off at 91%, and where are we now? 89. But it's dirty traders that have got these short positions open, and they don't understand what Bitcoin is. All I do is mock them. Right, so let's have a look at the Bitcoin blockchain working live in front of our eyes. So for any newbies watching the show, the vertical rectangular blocks moving across the top of the screen are the transactions being recognized by the mining nodes on the network. Now, once they are picked up by more than, or recognized by more than 50% of the mining nodes on the network, which is instantly, because it's an ultra small world network. It's not a mesh network; it's a mandala network, which is basically it's one of the most efficient networks on the planet. And look, we've currently got 91% or 92% transactions unrecognized. That's basically large corporations using the network that don't want to be recognized, hence unrecognized. Testing it. Oh, amazing. But once the transactions are once they're broadcast to the network and picked up by 50% of the nodes, they're then thrown into the memory pool, which is when they are competed for by the miners and payment processors in order to create a block, put the transaction within a block, and then place the block on the blockchain, which is when they're rewarded with the Coinbase data, otherwise known as the block reward, otherwise known as freshly minted Bitcoin. And if we look at this block here, 52 megabyte block, in the highlighted rectangular box below that, we've got the hash of the block, the height, who it was mined by, the size, the time, the date, the transaction count, and total fees. Now, it's this fees in the block that will eventually surpass the block reward, as the block reward gets cut in half every 210,000 blocks. So we're just going to have a listen to Laura Shin explain this. So what we're looking at here is the block reward getting cut in half, and then we're looking at the transaction fees eventually surpassing the block reward. So where are you, Laura Shin? Let's be having you. Here we go.
So, as you mentioned, at a certain point when the block reward stops, there will be a transition where miners will be compensated in transaction fees, not in the block reward. And the current amount that they earn is from fees is about 9% of the block reward. And so we'd have to see transaction fees 11x by roughly 2140, which is when the new Bitcoins will stop being minted. But I just wondered, if we don't see an increase in the amount of transactions that can happen at layer 1, because the number of layer 1 transactions is limited. And right now, I feel like a lot of the scaling is focusing on layer 2. Can transaction fees 11x in that time, or will that require people to pay a lot more per transaction?
Over the next couple halving cycles, we should see it start to predominantly be the value that is compensated to the miners in the block reward. If Bitcoin is the world reserve currency that doesn't have a strong security model, like there's not a lot of monetary compensation in the block reward due to transaction fees, well, then its long-term security will be weak. If it is the world reserve currency, there'll be very, very many layer 1 transaction fees.
Okay, yeah. So it sounds like you think it is possible that the amount in transaction fees will maybe not be enough on layer 1 to replace the block reward when the time comes.
So he even said it himself. If there's not a lot of monetary compensation in the block due to high transaction fees, then its long-term security will be weak. He even knows this. He said it himself. It's absolutely insane, but that's why we call them shitcoiners with shit for brains. Now we're just going to look at, if you wonder why I thought the other screen was amazing, it's because all this hardware, everything that you see here, goes towards processing those transactions. This is the engine behind it. Bitcoin is just absolutely monstrous. It is beautiful. It is the global, it is going to be the next, it is the new global financial system, because we're going to be finally dealing with a commodity that has value in itself, and it just so happens to be the most valuable commodity on earth, which is our data sovereignty and our data freedom. It's just absolutely sensational. I love this. Just blown away by it every day. Let's just check the here we go. So BitInfo, look at this, oh my goodness. So Bitcoin now got 17.1% of the overall transactions on the entire shit show. Look at that, even compared with XRP and Ethereum. Look, we have got 20. This is massive. So this means we've actually had an increase in transactions. It's not just Coolcoin and Bcrash going down. Look at that. This is huge. This is so significant. So anyway, let's just have a quick listen to one of the developers of Ethereum telling us a little bit about it. Here we go. So what can you tell us about Ethereum?
It scales somewhat. Initial plans or initial we knew it wasn't going to be scalable for sure.
Yeah, well, it would have been nice if he told us that, or not us. I mean, I knew that already. But shitcoiners, oh yeah, we knew it wasn't going to be scalable for sure. So why are you buying it then? It's worth absolutely nothing. Absolutely crazy. And let's have a listen to the Chief Technical Officer at XRP explaining what that is exactly.
The XRP is a digital asset. It's censorship resistant. It's publicly traded. It trades on the XRP ledger. Ripple does not own or control the XRP ledger in any way.
So how did Ripple then get all the XRP that it has? It has about half the supply. So just how did that particular transaction happen?
So the way its design works is when the ledger first began operation, the 100 billion XRP, all that will ever exist, were sort of up for grabs. And lots of people grabbed XRP out of that system. But it just so happens that obviously, just like early miners mined, huge amounts of Bitcoin before the public knew about it or was using it, early XRP users grabbed large amounts of that pool of XRP. And so the people who developed the ledger wound up with, the vast majority of it.
That is absolutely ridiculous. Right, so the developers who developed the system grabbed loads of XRP out of it, and that's how they ended up with half of it. It is a completely centralized security. Unbelievable. I do laugh. Just ridiculous. But for any newbies, let's just have a look at the transaction volume here on the log curve. It's not really showing. Oh, maybe it's off the screen. It's not really showing yet, but Bitcoin, which is the purple line here, has got now 17% of the of literally the entire market transactions. Like, something big is brewing. It's huge. Let's have a look at the scaling test network. Again, so just checking the figures here. Records are still the same. Look at that, 5,124 transactions per second. It's actually a 638 megabyte block that's been mined on the main net, but on the scaling test network, we're already over a gigabyte. Already over a gigabyte. Beautiful. Trends.cash. Any clues as to what's going on? Apps ranking by money spent. TDXP still absolutely macking it. Really X, not sure what that is. But yeah, that's apps ranking by money spent. What we really want is apps ranking by performed actions. Router SV doing something. You know, that again, I think that's testing things like Worldline. That's what I think. You know, I mean, we don't know exactly what they're doing, and they're not going to tell us just yet. But you know, we can see the apps ranking by performed actions. Yeah, that's huge. Crypto Fight's down to 18.3. But I mean, look Router SV. That Router SV must be responsible for these transactions that are on chain right now. I mean, that's huge. That's huge. So yeah, now we know who to ask if we want some insider gossip. Crypto Quant. So again, for any newbies who don't understand what they're looking at here, this is the exchanges that have been cashing out their reserves. Now, why would they be cashing out their reserves if they thought the price was going to go up? It's because they don't care, because they know it's got no fundamental value. They just want rid of the toxic asset before everybody else finds out that it's worthless, which is why they've been dumping it slowly over literally the last 18 months. To make sure they've got a dollar value. If you're not going to tell everyone that what you're holding is worthless, if you're still holding large amounts of it, you're going to start selling it. But what's happened is when they've been selling it, it's caused a liquidity squeeze, because they are the liquidity providers. But the liquidity squeeze has just simply caused a spike in the price, which is what we've seen. And now the price is on the way down. The bubble may well be popping, because it's literally only Tether that has been keeping the price pumping, and that is it. People are saying, oh, institutional investors, family offices. No, absolute crap. It's all the amount of Tether that's been printed has been unbelievable. Billions, literally billions each week. You know, and no institution can do that. There'd be too much of legal hoo-ha. It's all Tether. Tether can just simply go straight in, boom, pumping the price, but there's no value in it. It's really quite shocking, to be honest with you. What's on chain? Just looking at this, look at this, beautiful. So next estimated block size 12.84 megabytes. Memory pool usage 29. Just goes to show you that Bitcoin does have a utility. It is not a Ponzi scheme like these other shitcoins. Joho's meme pool, look at this. Data comes in, then it gets cleared. This is what a memory pool is meant to look like. Data comes in, then it gets cleared. Data comes in, then it gets cleared. Data comes in, then it gets cleared. This is a very healthy looking meme pool. Let's have a look at BTC. Now, there's very, very few transactions on the chain at the moment. But they still have trouble clearing it. It doesn't really look all that healthy. You know, it's just spits and spurts, to be honest with you. But I mean, we can see what the shit show has done on TX Street. So look, there's still a median transaction fee is $1.28. So you'll have to add that on top of your cup of coffee. So let's just listen to Adam Back, the CEO of Blockstream, who, as Samson Mao said, control BTC. Let's hear his attitude on payments.
So, fee estimation in some cases is quite bad. If you're paying a friend, you can probably afford to wait 4 hours and not pay a priority fee.
Is that right, you absolute moron? Wait 4 hours and not pay a priority. What if I want to pay a shop? Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. Payments should not take 4 hours no matter what they are or who they're to. It's crazy. And let's have a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum has currently got a transaction fee of $1.06. So let's just have a listen to Vitalik Buterin talking about transaction fees. Here we go.
The Internet of Money should not cost 5 cents a transaction. It's kind of absurd.
So why has your network got a transaction fee of a median fee of $1.60? $1.06, Vitalik. That's absolutely insane. It just goes to show you are absolutely full of it. Full of it. Let's just clear these and have a look. I mean, look, where are all these low fee transactions? Have they just deleted them on CoreCoin? I mean, what's happened? There was a low fee line. Maybe they brought it down or something. Are they trying to encourage people to use it now or something? Bit late for that, I'm afraid. But I mean, look at all the low fee line. Look at all these transactions on Ethereum. Dear oh dear. Dear oh dear. What a joke that is. Shocking. So and let's look at our own shit show. So this is what we're dealing with now. This is the current. This is the world's reserve currency, fiat currency, which is in US dollar. So let's have a look at actually what we're looking at here, which is this huge inflation and the implications of it.
Statistical analysis has found that every time an empire begins to near its own demise, you'll find that its currency will be debased.
And that is exactly what we're looking at there, the currency being debased. And are any regulators keeping track of the amount of money that's being printed? Let's have a listen and find out.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Inspector Coleman, you're the Inspector General for the Federal Reserve, right? Okay.
That's correct.
I have a copy of the Inspector General Act here in front of me, and it says, among other things, that it's your responsibility to conduct and supervise audits and investigations relating to the programs and operations of your agency.
That's correct.
So I'm asking you if your agency has, in fact, according to Bloomberg, extended $9 trillion in credit, which, by the way, works out to $30,000 for every single man, woman, and child in this country. I'd like to know, if you're not responsible for investigating that, who is?
No, we have responsibility for the Federal Reserve's programs and operations, audits, to conduct audits and investigations in that area. In terms of who's responsible for investigating, would you mind repeating the question one more time?
The question is, have you done any investigation or auditing of off-balance sheet transactions conducted by the Federal Reserve? Do you know who received that money?
I don't know if you're telling me that you're mentioning that there's losses. I'm just saying that we're not, until we actually look at the program and have the information, we are not in a position to say whether there are losses or to respond in any other way to that particular.
Mr. Chairman, my time is up, but I have to tell you honestly, I am shocked to find out that nobody at the Federal Reserve, including the Inspector General, is keeping track of this.
Unbelievable, yet believable. Is that money doing anything? Well, let's just have a look at the velocity of money and find out. Has it been doing anything? No, it hasn't. Ever since the end of Q4 2007, it has been doing absolutely nothing. So where might that money be going? Well, let's have a listen to Donald Rumsfeld explain.
How can we seriously consider a $50 billion increase in the defense budget when DOD's own auditors say the department cannot account for $2.3 trillion in transactions in 1 year alone? Now, my question to you is, Mr. Secretary, what do you plan to do about this?
Decline the nomination.
Oh, yeah, it's just so funny. I'm just going to decline the nomination. I just can't figure out where $2.3 trillion have gone in 1 year, which accounts to roughly $6 billion a day. $6 billion a day, and I just don't know where it's gone. Unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable, believable. And look at this. Look what they don't want you to see. It's doing absolutely nothing, but just simply causing a huge, massive economic bubble. And only Bitcoin could save us. So knowing only Bitcoin can save us, how are we feeling about Bitcoin today, CoinGecko? 72%. Feeling good. Loving that. Let's have a look at the depth chart just quickly. Oh, yeah. Oh, numbers going up. Numbers going up. So, oh, look at this. So 6.9 million ask versus 8.1 million bids. I don't think I've seen the bids that high before. Yeah, not 8. I think I've seen it like 7.9. I've not seen 8.1. That means more people are coming in. More people are coming in. Oh, loving that. Loving that. Let's have a look at the BSV USD price. Oh, it's going up. As Dan Held would say, trending in the right direction. Loving that. Let's have a look at BTC. Oh, BTC is struggling. Struggling there. Let's have a look at Bitcoin versus BTC. Oh, holding its own. But up just there a little bit. Loving that. Loving that. Wow. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, super exciting stuff. So I guess I'll have a look at the coin crap. We've got Core Coin, so 24-hour change, just 1.75 with trade volume. Trade volume 17 billion. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. See where we are. So $201 million trade, 24-hour trade volume, still pretty big. 1.48 in 24 hours. Ooh, it's exciting. It's exciting times. Just watch. Literally just sit and watch. Get your popcorn ready, ladies and gentlemen. We know what's coming. We can see it in the figures. Beautiful, beautiful. So I've got 555 subscribers. Loving that. Let's have a look at some of my videos just quickly. So Floyd Mayweather 184. There we go. Exciting numbers down here. Look, Ellie Gonslave's got 412 views. Stephen Matthews 465, and that was a long video. That was, you know, more and more people getting an education. Loving that, loving that. Running short of time, so I won't look at the douchebags of Bitcoin because we're already at 36 minutes. But Streamanity, made over $1 on yesterday's video. Thank you very much. Look at this, look at this, look at this. What new users? 3,241. This is the largest amount of new users I've ever seen in a 24-hour period on Twitch. Again, I don't know if I don't know if I can believe it, but look at that. 3,241. You know, there is something in the water if that figure is correct. Oh my god, that is huge. That is huge and very telling. Very telling. Massively exciting. My follower numbers heading in the right direction as well. Loving that. Let's have just a quick look at Ruthie's tweet. 6. Hey, we're going to go 970 today. Great stuff. Let's just check out our man Satoshi. See how he's doing quickly. Here we go. What's he got? 78.6. All right, and then we'll just check stablecoin printer. See if Tether has been doing any dastardly deeds. No, it's Binance USD. What a joke. And USDC. No Tether over the last 24 hours. All right, great people. There we go. So thanks for joining me, JPaps. That'll do because 37 minutes. And I hope you enjoyed the show. As ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. Catch you guys later. See you soon. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.sirtoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.